Creating self-compassion in a world of comparison, a journey back to your worth. In a world that constantly tells us who to be, how to look, and what success should feel like, it takes courage to pause, look within, and say, I am enough. This is your reminder. You don't have to compete. You don't have to compare. You just have to return to yourself, and love what you find there. This is Mindful Media 101, and this is your journey to self-compassion. Introduction: The Age of Comparison. We wake up, we scroll. We see bodies we wish we had, lives we wish we lived, smiles we wish were ours. It's also immediate, curated perfection at the tip of our fingers. And just like that, without warning, we feel less. We shrink a little. We question a little. And then we criticize a lot. The truth is, we live in the age of comparison. It's never been easier to measure ourselves against others. And it's never been harder to feel like we are enough. But this is not the end of your story. This is just the moment you begin writing a new one. A story where comparison loses its power. Where self-compassion takes root. Where your worth is not defined by what others show, but what you know about yourself. You don't always realize it. It doesn't always feel loud. But comparison is a thief that whispers. You should be further along. You should look better. You should be more successful. You should be anyone but yourself. Comparison steals your peace and makes you a stranger to your own soul. It tricks you into believing that your journey is wrong because it doesn't look like someone else's. And the most painful part? We start to believe it. But here's the truth no one tells you. No one has your heart. No one carries your soul. And no one can do life the way you can. The inner critic, when the voice in your head isn't kind. Self-judgment. Self-blame. Self-doubt. We think if we're hard on ourselves, we'll improve. We think shame will motivate. We think silence will protect us. But all it does is deepen the wound. The inner critic isn't born from strength, it's born from fear. And most often, from the places we've been hurt before. Maybe someone told you that you had to be perfect. Maybe love was given only when you performed. Maybe you learned to measure yourself through the eyes of others. But here's what self-compassion says. You are allowed to fail and still be lovable. You are allowed to rest and still be worthy. You are allowed to be a work in progress and still be whole. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's not indulgence. It's not self-pity. It's this. Treating yourself like you would treat someone you love. Giving yourself grace in moments of failure. Speaking to yourself in a voice that heals, not harms. It's whispering you did your best when the world says not good enough. It's choosing kindness when your instinct is cruelty, especially toward yourself. Kristin Neff, a pioneer in self-compassion research, breaks it into 3 elements. Self-kindness instead of self-judgment. Common humanity instead of isolation. Mindfulness instead of over-identification. In other words, you're not alone in your pain. You're not broken for struggling. And you don't have to be perfect to be enough. The trap of social media, the comparison machine. Instagram. TikTok. Facebook. Filters. Likes. Followers. Comparison. 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 Social media is a highlight reel, not real life. Yet we compare our behind the scenes with someone else's polished preview. We forget that what we see is only a fraction of the truth. We forget that real life isn't edited. Self-compassion says, log off when you need to. Protect your peace. You are not obligated to watch someone else's life unfold while yours is waiting to be lived. So unfollow that account if it makes you feel less than. Mute the feed if it's hurting your healing. Turn inward. The only validation you really need is your own. Rewriting the narrative, from harshness to healing. Imagine this. You've just made a mistake. You feel like a failure. What's your first thought? Now imagine your best friend came to you with the same mistake. Would you speak to them the way you speak to yourself? Probably not. That's the problem. We've learned to treat ourselves like enemies when we need love the most. But you don't have to live that way anymore. Try this. When you make a mistake, pause. Take a breath. Say, this is hard right now. But I'm human. I'm allowed to struggle. Place your hand over your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your life. Say, I am worthy, even in this moment. These aren't just words. They are medicine. And over time, they change everything. Practicing self-compassion, daily rituals for inner peace. Healing takes practice. So here are small things you can do, every single day. 1. Mirror affirmations. Look in the mirror each morning, and say one kind thing to yourself. Start simple. I'm doing my best. I forgive myself. I am enough. 2. Write a compassion letter. Write to yourself as if you were writing to someone you love. Apologize for the harsh words. Promise to try again. Thank yourself for staying. 3. Create a kindness playlist. Fill it with music that makes you feel understood, safe, seen. Let the lyrics be your lullaby. 4. Journal your wins. Big or small, write them down. You got out of bed. You answered that hard message. You chose peace today. Celebrate yourself. Even in the tiny things.